Good morning, traders and investors. My name is Shen Mwangangi, one of the best market analysts here at HFM. So to begin with, we all know that we're experiencing some unique times in history. Dollar has hit its all-time low since 2 years, since 2022, and gold is targeting its all-time highs. Why is this so? We are seeing conflict between Iran and Israel, which is part of the geopolitical factors that we look when we're analyzing fundamental analysis. And this has brought fear and uncertainty, bringing gold to be a safe haven and bring those all-time high projections. Also today, we might have a catalyst that may or may not take gold to its highs. And today we have the interest rate decision. We had CPI coming out worse than expected, which led to the decline in dollar, reaching now its all-time low since 2 years ago. And because of that, there's a possibility of a rate cut. Also, another thing that is influencing a possibility of a rate cut is Trump pressures Federal Powell to cut rates at full point. So you can see the president is also trying to influence the Federal Reserve decision by bringing pressure to Jerome Powell, even by calling him names like a knapsack. And you all know how Donald Trump, the most powerful man in history, how he always tries to bring influence in every area that he would like to influence. And also this wars, you can see over here we have wars in the Middle East, and it's between Iran and Israel. You can see how big Iran is and how Israel's small is. It's like the battle of David and Goliath, still playing out in this time and age. So, how is this battle also influencing oil? Iran, considered one of the top 5 oil producers in the world, its global supply chain is affected. And because of that, also the demand chain is affected. The supply chain is affected. And if you have so many people demanding oil and supply is affected, prices are going to rise. And you have seen this in the oil chart. Let me open our chart. On the US oil, sorry about that. US oil. This one. You have seen how we had that spike when the war came in. We had that spike, then when there was a pause, it reduced. Then when Iran attacked Israel, bam, spike. So this spike has been because of that form of influence from global tension. Also gold. When you look at gold right now, you can see it's trying to target its all-time highs, and it's playing between our resistance zone that we marked, the 3384.25 and the 3330.55. So the question is gold going to hit its all-time highs? Is gold going to reach 4,000? That's my question to you. On the US index, something interesting we saw yesterday. We saw retail sales price coming out worse than expected, showing us that consumers are reluctant in spending their money, and also that's because of. And also we saw that that form of consumers being reluctant to spend their money in the CPI report, which came out as a cooling inflation report. On the US 500, what do we see? On the US 500, we are still in a range, playing between the 60-30 psychological level. We talked about this level more than 2 weeks ago, and you can see it's playing really well on that level, having strong orders preventing a move upwards. And also we are reacting also from the 5979.04, which is playing like our support zone at the moment. If I'm going to look for a break, I always say this over and over. I hope as a if you've been watching our videos and attending our daily morning market call and our classes, which happens every day from Monday to Thursday, we've been talking, if you're trying to push past a support zone, we have to see increased form of buying activity, which is volume increasing and momentum candles. So we have been seeing, we have seen this level holding, and unless we get that form of increase of buying activity, that's when I'll be looking for buys from that level. The same has been happening also on the US 100. We have been having that form of range and a break on either of the side, depending on how the interest rate will come out today, will be a good move to take. So we buy the breakout because this is the range. What we look for is buy the breakout. On the Euro USD, we saw it yesterday coming back. We talked about it coming to retest our zone. It came and retested our zone very well at the 1.14886, and you can see it now. It's reaction from that zone pushing upwards. So depending also on the data that we're going to receive today, that will also depend on whether you're going to go long or go short. Remember, fundamentals is the backbone to your trading. On the USD, we saw that large spike to the downside, and we came back to our support zone at the 1.34260, and we are holding from that support zone also today, opening above that support zone. This is a large spike signifying that sellers entered really with high selling pressure, and this might be a pullback or not. Why do I say or not? Because of the interest rate decision coming on today, which will affect the USD there. On USD JPY, you can see we came back to our resistance zone at the 145.215. If you're going to continue move upwards, you have to see volume confirming that. Else, our levels that I'll be looking at is the 146.94 to have an up move to that level, or a sharp down move if we get that interest rate decision coming out was unexpected to move at 141.600. That's a psychological level also. On the Audi USD, I've been talking about Audi USD for the longest, that we have been having a range, and right now we are above our resistance zone at the 0.64917, and because I never saw increased buying activity at that breakout, that was not a I never took that breakout, and you can see at this level when we had that breakout, we were expecting buyers to step in at this breakout, but you can see sellers stepped in and pushed the buyers back down. We tried again to test that level, tried again. Then when we failed, we came back aggressively down, showing that sellers are still present. Yesterday we are still ranging at that level, and this level is acting like a min level. So unless, again, still neutral on the Audi USD, unless anything changes based on today's data. We've talked about oil. Oil has been having increased volatility because of the war, and unless anything changes, a pullback to this place will be a good move for me to take. But else, you can see we're just from reacting at that level, which acts like a support zone at the 71.33 level. So question is on oil. Are we going to target the highs on oil, the previous highs, which is 80.42? As long as we are going to have those geopolitical tensions between Iran and Israel, and you know Iran is a major oil producer, we are going to have that oil prices move up all the way to 80.42. With that said, thank you for joining in. My name is Shen Mwangangi, the best market analyst that HFM has. So that's it. Goodbye, and see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Goodbye.